You never know who they might let in the door. We found them in here. Figured we might as well put them to work. This is In the Building. Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. Here's Rudy J. and Mike Taylor. Take it away, boys.
All right, man. Look at that.
What up?
That's a different look.
A little bit different, for sure.
Yeah, we've gone rogue. Rudy and I left our families over the weekend, jumped in a van, and we're traveling around the country playing small clubs now, just trying to make it.
Yeah, man. That's what we had to do, man. You got to start off, in the little club circuit.
Yeah.
Work your way back up.
Kids are expensive, and
Kids
decided to go off on our own. And even slept together last night.
Did we?
I had my back turned to you, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough here on the road till we get rich. So we got to share a car. No, we're DJ LG has the day off again. His vacation. He did a Mexican vacation like I used to do all the time.
What do you mean?
Where you take off middle of the week and have it wrapped to the next week. And then you have 2 short work weeks.
That's nice.
LG worked last Monday, Tuesday, took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then now Monday off. That way you get a full week of vacation, but it's in the middle of 2 weeks. So you get not only do you get the week off, but you get 2 short weeks of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time with the ticket. It would piss them off, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, that's what your time. It's your time.
Correct. It is my time.
You earned it. That's
right. And LG is off. And so we are emanating from the Pickles for Dinner studio where normally I'm sitting in this chair with Nina.
Oh, yeah.
If it looks familiar, that's where we're at. So welcome In the Building.
Got the hearts behind us.
The Slackers studio is quite a bit different this week. I think we'll be back. We'll be back in the regular studio mañana.
Yes.
When he gets back.
Yes.
And in the meantime, you and I I think we're going to do because we haven't been able to do members only because you were out of town. LG's been on vacation. I think I'm just trying to be a good dude because I support the listener.
Same.
I support our people.
Same.
We should do a little bit longer show today.
Absolutely.
Normally we do 60 minutes. Let's do like 65 minutes.
We'll see.
Rebel. Rebel.
So it's our final day of working with Jose.
For now. I
Jose,
mean,
not forever. Not forever.
Right.
But you're asking, what are you doing next weekend? Because we kind of need you for the remote. You doing that?
No, I'm
okay,
pretty
cool.
sure I'm doing that with you guys.
Okay, cool. Next Sunday.
Cinco de Mayo.
We have a busy weekend coming up.
Yeah.
And I need to pimp all weekend. So Saturday we have an appearance at Texas Cheer Liquor, which I'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
Sunday we have a show that we're going to do at Slackers on Thousand Oaks in 281, which I'll talk about here in a minute. So it's a busy week. Welcome home. Let's get rolling. One more time for Jose before LG gets back. And did you know Jose pees while sitting down?
Oh, here we go. Are we starting this early? Yeah.
Well, if I go at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, I sit down.
Are you okay? Okay,
Rudy, every time, dog.
But not every time.
Never time.
Only because I don't want to turn on the lights, and I don't want to miss.
Yeah, so but just sit every time.
So if I go at 4 in the morning, like if my body just wakes me up because I try to drink a lot of water, my body wakes me up in the middle of the night, I'm peeing sitting down.
Dude, oh my God.
That's the only time.
Shocked by
That's the only time. So maybe twice a week.
I brought this up to throw him under the bus because he shockingly revealed.
See, I don't give a shit what people think about me. So I'll be honest, because most guys wouldn't admit that, but most of the guys that are making fun of Jose and I do it too. But they're just worried about other guys making fun of them. But the thing is, true freedom comes with not giving a shit.
He does it every time he goes.
Now that's weird.
That's fucking weird.
That's weird.
Okay.
Especially
Why? You get to sit down, have a nice
because
sip?
if you're at Nyosa, Jose, I don't think you should go in the porta potty and sit down and pee.
Well, I agree with that. There's no shame. You can just piss all over the porta potty and it doesn't matter. So you can just stand up and pee there.
Yeah.
That is weird, man. Even what you just said is
really
weird. Yeah, dude.
3 in the morning, I don't want to turn on the lights. It'll mess up I just want to stumble into the restroom.
You know your bathroom inside now. You don't need the lights on to.
I don't want to pee all over the damn seat.
You're not gonna miss.
And how you not gonna miss?
Because you know
you don't have your whereabouts. You're groggy. The last thing I want to do is piss all over the seat. So why not just drop your drawers, sit down, be comfortable?
God. The only
thing that sucks is you have to bend it down because you wake up with the wood.
Well, yeah, because it's not natural. Jesus didn't mean for men to sit and piss. That's why it feels weird when you have to tuck it under.
Mike, if it makes it feel better, Jesus de la Rosa pisses in the bathtub.
That's what, like when he
while taking a
showers.
shower.
Well, I would like to think when he baths, like, you know, you just like sitting in it.
No, that's not what he
No,
means.
that's not
he
what he
means when
means.
he's taking a shower.
First of all,
I don't know.
now
That's okay. I've done that a couple of times.
Now I do not take baths at all, and I have a nice little, you know, my house is old, but I have a garden tub, but I would never pee in the tub. That's weird.
Even though
I don't even
showering.
take baths. Now, like, you know, like once in a blue, like, you know, when, like, if once a year I play basketball
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sore as shit the next day, I might do an Epsom salt.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't take baths.
No. I don't either. I've taken one bath this year and I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's
I
awful,
regret it.
right?
Yeah. If Nina wants to get in there with me naked because we're doing cochinos and stuff, that's different.
That's what the shower's for, bro.
No, you can sit in the tub, man. You don't like? What about hot tubs? Do y'all? You don't
I
like
hate hot tubs.
You don't like hot
No.
tubs? Okay.
Wow.
This all started off with me just trying to throw him under the
It
bus,
gives
and you
me
threw
I
me.
like
You
this.
threw
I
me
like
off
this.
by telling me you also piss sitting down
Hot
too.
tubs
I'm
give me
shocked.
nausea. I get nauseated in the hot tub.
Oh my god, high maintenance, first world problems.
Yeah.
The hot tub makes me feel bad, Buffy. Let's go back to the bar,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard being Rudy.
dude.
It is.
I don't ever sit down. Okay, there's one exception when you're
Okay.
taking a dump.
Sure.
Because a lot of times,
Well,
you
yeah,
have
hope.
to take a leak while taking a dump. No. My point, I pee sometimes. I'm like, oh crap, I'm taking a dump. Oh hell, I got to piss.
See, now
So
you got to
then
turn
well,
around.
you have no choice. No, you don't turn. You just tuck. But only when I'm doing number 2.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If I am
got
only
you.
going to
Now
go
I see
number
what
1, I am not sitting. That is for
you're saying.
communists.
It's once,
I'm not doing
it's
that.
maybe once or twice a week.
Well,
Never.
Jesus chimed back in and said that he pisses in the bathtub in the middle of the night, so he doesn't piss on the seat.
That is
He
disgusting.
like stands and just hovers over the
That
bathtub
is
and pisses into an
that
empty
is-
tub.
He is a savage and was raised by wolves and probably thinks Bill Miller barbecue is good. If you do
Whoa.
that, barbecue.
Baseball players in the old days, not anymore because
Right.
we've had advances in this, but ball players back in the day would pee on their hands in the shower.
Yeah.
Because guys didn't use batting gloves.
Shout out
and
to Moises Alou.
it toughened your hands.
Yeah. I've
There's
heard
some
that.
guys still because you're using a wooden bat. No, okay, you softball dumbasses, don't be peeing on your hands. I'm not talking about aluminum bats and softball.
Right.
These are big league players
Right.
using wood. So they'll pee on their hands, which is dumb because there's way easier and better ways and more sanitary ways to roughen your hands. But guys will piss on their hands because it makes their hands tougher to swing the bat. There are rare exceptions to these things. He pees sitting down every time is the point.
That's weird.
It is weird. Thank you. At least you would acknowledge that.
That's
part,
weird.
you know?
Every time is weird.
I've got more weird facts. I've got plenty of them.
Oh yeah, the more we work with him, the more you'll see how strange he is. Nina loves him because she likes misfit toys. My girlfriend, she likes.
Yeah.
That's why she's with me. She likes
Exactly.
crazy people and
There's
misfits.
something to that.
Sure.
Fair. Wait until you find out my eating habits.
Those will change as you get older, Jose. Enjoy it.
Henry missing the drops. LG needs to come back. Well, we don't have the
We'll have his files.
we don't have the Elgato machine here.
the
It's back in the
KGB
regular
can't get into
studio.
his files.
I'll do fake drops for you. I'll just do drops today.
Well, Mike, I don't know if this makes you feel better or worse about me. Apparently, I sound like Nard from the Billy Madison show. I don't know who this human being is, obviously.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know
okay.
who Nard is. So
There is a drop. There's a drop machine right here in this studio. Does this work? There's some drops on here.
yeah, you can hit
it's
them.
not
I don't
farts
know.
These are
and
not
stuff.
show drops.
Yeah, you can
Let's
hit
see.
them and see what happens. I haven't. had
Did that
them
go
in a
over the
while.
ear? No,
Nope.
that's not signed in. See, the Hal and Shannon Elgato machine is back at LG Studios. So that the drops will be back tomorrow. There's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't like
It'll be
bring
all right.
everything with us.
It'll be all right.
We're bumming people's equipment today. This
Yeah.
is not even the gear we normally use. But I thought it'd be cool
Good
to get us.
setup, though.
I thought it would be cool to get us back in the room.
Great setup. Yeah.
Since
Yeah,
you
it's
were
nice to
out
see
all
your
week.
smiling faces in
Yeah,
person.
you were all out last week. You were in Phoenix, and now you're
Yes.
home.
Yep.
How long do we have you before yet another
don't even
superstar
wanna say.
television
I don't
episode
even want to
beckons?
say. I don't even
When
want to
is
say.
it, like next week?
Yeah.
Is it really next
Yeah.
week?
But we're not gonna miss no shows, and we can do members only if you choose to. I've always set a time aside to get in the building
You
done.
have. Well, LG was out too, so we can't. Have
Yeah,
too
don't
much
just
of
blame me
Jose.
because I'll do members only as well.
Jose's a spot starter. We're not going to have him come in and do 8.
So, yeah,
he
we
can't
My
go
name's
9
AAA
innings.
Jose for a reason.
Right. He comes in
Right.
and pitches 2 or 3 innings. We get to the bullpen. That's all we're asking
I love
him to
it.
do.
Yeah.
We can't ask him to do
He's
too
done a
much.
great job.
I want him to look good. Yeah, so I don't want to put too much on his plate. All right, man.
Where do you want to start? You want to start with your boys?
Let's get back. Let's get back in. Yeah, let's just start with the damn Cowboys.
Why wouldn't we?
Well, because we're smart, so we would.
Exactly.
I don't want to.
But
I'd
we're
love
smart.
to talk about taking a dump more, but no, I've got to talk about the fucking Cowboys against my better judgment. The Cowboys have a starting running back for next season, it appears. How about that?
Starting?
I mean, who is it going to be? Rico Dowdle?
Rico Dowdle's the starter. Now, I've seen some video of Zeke. He looks like he's in great shape.
Zeke's back, y'all. It's official. It's done.
Is it still pending physical, or is the physical passed and we're good to go?
Well, I'm assuming he'll pass.
Yeah.
He
looks
lie.
like he's in great shape. I've seen some video
Awesome.
of him.
Yay.
I'm
He's fucking washed.
okay, and he's cheap.
And he's also not going to, I bet you $5 he does not finish the season because he's going to be so terrible they'll deactivate him, or he'll retire, or he'll get hurt.
Right.
He's the oldest 28-year-old running back I've ever seen. He's busted. He's worn out to the nub. He goes to New England last year, and wouldn't have played for them at all. But their guy, Ramon Stevenson, is that the guy's name?
Yeah,
Whatever.
him.
He got hurt, and Zeke wound up with like 600 yards last year, playing for a terrible team.
If he's in shape, which it looks like he is, he's the best running back on the team.
Cool. Who averaged
I don't know if he's going to start.
3.5 yards a carry last year.
Because the team was always behind. Mac Jones was throwing pick sixes, and they have to throw the ball every time.
Okay, well, if the Cowboys have a lead this year, Zeke's not going to go out there and pad leads like he used to.
They're not going to have third and short or goal line problems. I bet you that. I bet you $5 to that. He's going to convert third and shorts, and he's going to score when he's 3 yards in. I have no problem with this. They got him for 2 canned Sprites and a bag of almonds. I'm cool with this because you're right, Mike. Let's say you're right, and I owe you $5, and he doesn't finish the season.
Mm-hmm.
Cost you nothing. And they're broke.
It cost them nothing.
It cost you nothing, and you bring home a Cowboy who set the Cowboy world on fire for a good 4 years.
I watched an entire draft over the weekend.
I'm listening.
I watched an entire free agency period come and go.
I'm listening.
It was not like they didn't have any other options at the position. They chose to be in this position at that position. The Cowboys have had the worst offseason. And we'll get into the draft here either today or tomorrow, which I thought the draft was good. But again, you don't really know till you know. But I mean, I have a good feeling about the people they drafted. None of which, though, play effing running back. The Cowboys for years never listened to me, Rudy. I always told them, you're paying too much for running back. You don't need high-priced, double-digit millions of dollars a year running backs. Running backs grow on trees in the NFL. You can find them everywhere. There are 60 good ones. Stop drafting running backs high. Stop paying running backs too much money. You can find them. They never listened to me.
No.
This year, they've taken my opinion and gone to the entire other side of the argument. To the extreme. We don't even. I'm surprised they even have any running backs on the team. What the hell? This is the worst running back core in the NFL. It is probably one of the worst 5 running back cores in the history of the Cowboys, who've been playing football since 1960-61. Have they ever fielded a less talented running back tandem in their history? Zeke is not the same swing king he was.
No.
This is his absolute last year in the league.
Right.
I don't think he'll even finish the season. I don't even think that the guy that winds up leading them in rushing is currently on the team. They're going to be forced to trade for somebody at some point.
So what?
And there's still time to do that.
So you wanted Derrick Henry? You wanted Saquon?
Sure. Well, I don't know. You
wanted Aaron Jones?
I don't know. I'm not saying all that. I'm just somebody else serviceable. I would have loved Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones would have wanted to come here. They had the money to bring in Aaron Jones. They've chosen to shit on that position.
I feel like there's let's go 6 teams that can do the average running back, by committee thing, right? And then the other 26 you probably need somebody that's really good because your quarterback is not elite. So I don't put the Cowboys in that realm of, well, we don't need a running back in the NFL. When your quarterback in the biggest moments is not elite, yes, you do. Brock Purdy, not elite, you go get Christian McCaffrey. You see what I mean? So, like, if your QB isn't top tier, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, those guys, you got to have a running back that is the real deal. I'm not saying superstar, but you got to have a guy that's the real deal. So that's why I agree with you. Like, damn, like, yeah, y'all just totally ignoring this. And you've seen what number 4 brings you in the biggest moments. So when he was at his best throughout his Dallas career, Zeke Elliott was carrying the load. Now that no longer exists, and you're out in the wild card round at home and giving up 50 points because number 4 isn't elite. So the Cowboys are part of that 26 teams that need somebody that's the real deal. And maybe it's not, maybe they don't have that right now, but I don't know who you're going to be able to go and get mid-season.
And therein lies another massive problem I have with this is that, and it's not just bringing in Zeke. It's that you didn't bring in anybody else. I'm fine with Zeke being back on the team.
It's
if you'd had Aaron Jones,
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, what are we doing? It's the worst running back core they've ever fielded, certainly in my lifetime.
For sure.
It's not that the position's not important. It's just that you don't have to pay that position. It's a devalued position. They've taken, like I said, my opinion to the extreme where they not only have they devalued the position money-wise, they're acting like they don't need any decent running backs at all. And they're going to rue the day they let this happen. If this is the running back core that they start the season off with, I take back what I said about them going 7-10. They're going 5-12. This is bullshit.
Yeah, because you look at it 2 years ago, Philly has Miles Turner. I think he ended up with 1,600 yards. They go to the Super Bowl because Jalen Hurts, while really good, not elite. So what do? They realize, like, oh, damn, this past season, wow, we really missed Miles Turner. We overshot our load on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is really good. Jalen Hurts is really good, but he's much better when he has a running back with 1,500 plus yards. What do? They go and get Saquon Barkley. Yes, you don't want to pay that position that much, but if your goal is to get to a situation where you have a real good look at a Lombardi and you know your guy isn't elite, which Jalen Hurts isn't, well, let's go get him something that puts him back into that elite category. And they go and get Saquon Barkley. So in those, Lamar Jackson, really, really good. I don't consider him elite. What do? They go out and get Derrick Henry. Let's put him back in the best position to get us to a Super Bowl opportunity in New Orleans this year, I want to say. So the teams that are really about winning don't mind overpaying in certain situations. The Rams a few years ago, go get Stafford. You get Aaron Donald, you get Jalen Ramsey, you get Von Miller. You go and put your team in the best position. Dallas, I don't know right now. There was a good decade where I was like, okay, they get it. They're drafting linemen. They're drafting defensive linemen. They're doing the right things. They're really about winning. And then these last couple of years, and especially this season, now I feel like, damn, are they really back to just making money? They had me fooled.
They are in rebuilding mode. This is officially rebuilding time.
I can't say that if you still got 4 on your roster. If
he's got no year beyond this year.
Mike McCarthy's coaching out a string.
They're going to run, which we'll talk about the draft at some point. They're going to run 2 starting rookies out there on the offensive line. They are in rebuild mode now. That's what's going on here. They've decided to not field any decent running backs because they don't think they're going to be any good either this year. I think they now realize that we're screwed at least for the year. They're going to completely overhaul and restart next year.
Damn.
It's unbelievable.
And guess what? They're going to make more money than anybody.
Of course, because they're Merc. Oh, that's right. I got $10 billion.
Y'all pull those Zeke jerseys back out.
Ass. You know what I'm going to do to cry about my not having any running backs? I'm going to get on my $1 billion boat. Sail around the world. If I feel like I might have one of the 2 choppers that I have on that motherfucker, take me to a club.
And what's crazy is they clear $1 billion after they've paid the janitors.
I know.
You know, so it's like you don't have to do this.
It's insane, man. All right, we are now less than a week away, as we alluded to a minute ago, from the biggest Cinco de Mayo party in town, which Rudy and I will be a part of this Sunday. at Slackers Thousand Oaks, 281 in Thousand Oaks. So come and take it. Has going to come up there. Was it Come and Take It, the name of the truck that's bringing in the food? 2,000 pounds of Groomer's finest crawfish, kielbasa sausage, and all the fixings. And we're partnering up, us and Slackers and everybody else, with some of the industry's leading brands to bring you a Cinco de Mayo experience. Like nobody else in town. Got DJs all day. And just like last event, it is $20 to get your wristband, but that gets you a pass into the place the whole day. You can watch us do our show. You can partake in the DJ scene and hang out and have a good time. They pack the hell out of the medical center location. So if we get even 3/4 of that this Sunday, they're going to do well. So it's this Sunday, Slackers, me and Rudy. So do we have a time on what our show is going to be?
Not yet.
All right. I need confirmation on time.
Sunday, we're looking at 82 degrees, so it won't be that bad outside.
Yeah, weather should be good.
Yeah, 84, that's lovely. 82 degrees in San Antonio, that's cool. That's wear a jacket. No, I'm kidding.
Right,
but
no.
yeah, you get it. It's not 106, so from what Frank has told me, we'll be outside. So I'm all in.
Looking
more
good.
crawfish, more Mike, more Jose, more Rudy J.
Right. We're all in.
More Slackers, Thousand Oaks.
Our all-in means we run an all-star lineup out there.
Right.
That's what our all-in means. Our all-in means we hustle. We go bring in top players. We coach people. We develop. We give the right contracts to the right people. We let go of the people that aren't all in with us.
Amen.
That's our all-in, Father Mucker.
And we'll be in all in. And Slackers Thousand Oaks has the best restrooms ever for a bar.
It is a nice scene.
That Thousand Oaks bathroom is fantastic. I'm in love with it. And I'm thankful that they're willing to have us back on such short notice.
I don't always take a dump in public places. Speaking of potty,
I never do. I'll go home before I shit in
public.
public.
That place is clean though. Thousand Oaks.
The last time I
might drop trowel in there if I'm late for the show. You'll know why.
Yeah, last time I shitted in public was 2016.
That's unbelievable that you even remember
in
that.
June at Magic Kingdom.
You've not taken one in a Buc-ee's since 2016 or nothing. That's it. 2016
not even Buc-ee's.
Disney World.
Buc-ee's is clean, but it's 2016 at Magic Kingdom. It was a dire straits. My wife was like shocked. She was like, "Oh my God, is it gonna happen?" I was like, "I have no choice, babe. I have no choice." So she knew it was real because she knows I'm not going in public.
All right, it is time for People I Want to Punch. The punch of the day presented by the law office of Orlando Kale, the official family lawyer in the building. I've got a good one. You got one? I damn sure do.
Call it in the air. Heads or tails?
Okay.
We got
Tails.
Tails never fails. You go first.
Okay. I want to punch Selena Quintanilla's brother.
Oh shit.
A.B. Quintanilla.
Let's get into it.
Punch his ass. So he has now since released this he has released an apology, and it was silly.
Well, what happened? Why did he have to apologize?
All right. So A.B. and his band are playing at a fiesta event the other night on Saturday.
It was La Semana Alegre, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No?
He and the Cumbia Kings were out there doing their deal. And they're a good band, man. They've had a lot of success over the years. This is not some scene where he's just he's been a successful musician because he was Selena's brother. AB's the shit, and his band's been around a long time. They've had a lot of success because they're good. So I don't want to go down that route. Like where y'all are making jokes about, well, he wouldn't even be famous. No, he's good. But he had a massive ass meltdown. He stopped down their set on Saturday night because he was not happy with the participation or lack thereof from the crowd.
I'm listening.
So he decides to scream and cuss at the crowd that's there. That has
it's Tejano Explosion. Tejano Explosion.
Yes.
Tejano Explosion. Go ahead.
So here's what he said. He stops down. He walks over. He goes, he starts admonishing them for not being, into the show. And he wrote, "What is the deal? Did someone put a gun to your head and force you to be here tonight?" This is like a 2-minute rant.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels horrible as a musician to work so effing hard over all these years to bring you hits. And you guys come here and you can't even effing raise your effing hands to clap or be happy, man. And then he starts talking about how he felt sad for the band, said he was going to just take his music somewhere else. He's not going to play in San Antonio anymore. He said, this is my last performance for you that I'll ever do. Talking about San Antonio. I'm just being truthful with you. I traveled all the way from Las Vegas, received love all the way from over there. I come to my hometown in Texas, San Antonio, and I got no effing love over here, man. That's not cool. And then he starts he goes on a rant about how you need to support me the way y'all support the Cowboys, some shit like that. AB, okay, I get it. You want to feel love from the hometown flavor, but they don't support nobody in San Antonio like we support the Cowboys. Let's not get crazy. Your ass ain't never gonna be Cowboy love.
Oh, you'd be better off. Only thing that would get the love is the Cowboys if they did a what is it, like the AI hologram of Selena.
That's it. Maybe.
Yeah. You do a hologram of Selena.
Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and the Dallas Cowboys, and the ghost of Selena. That's it. If you ain't one of them four, you might not always get love, AB.
Yeah.
He goes, y'all could boo me all y'all want, because people started getting pissed. They're like, well, dude, what is your problem? They started booing. And he goes, y'all could boo me all you want. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. Boo yourselves for not participating at the show. I'm trying to show y'all love through music, man. Y'all are sitting there like y'all don't even want to party or nothing, man. You know what? Whatever y'all want to do, that's all good on me, man. Oh, no, now it's all good. It didn't work out for him. He starts bitching. They start booing. He's like, well, fine, go ahead and do what you want. So he has now released an apology last night. He like a 6.5-minute apology.
That long?
In which AB Quintanilla made excuses. Rather than say, I had way too much cerveza and acted like a drunk asshole, I was in a bad mood, I'm sorry. Because he busted out, oh, I got bipolar. I'm bipolar. And I'm bipolar.
He didn't say that.
Yeah, he did. I got mental problems. Yeah. He set himself up to now, because if you go out and tell folks you got a mental disorder, it makes it harder for them to jump on your ass. But you know what? We all got mental disorders. I mean, we all a little bit crazy. You don't go yelling at your own folks like that have paid good hard ass money to come sit outside. And here's the thing, dude, you're a Tejano singer,
right?
And he's a very good one. His audience. What's the average age of the AB Quintanilla Cumbia All-Star audience? 55?
It's
60?
Probably from 40 to 60.
These are older folks. Right. They're just chilling. They're enjoying the music in their own way. They're not 20. We're not going to have a fucking mosh pit at the Cumbia Kings All-Star show. I don't know what he wants.
Okay.
They paid to get in there. They're having a good time. They're old folks. It's hot. It's fiesta. They're probably drunk. Got their hueveras on. It's hot. They probably had to wear chanclas. They got lawn chairs or whatever. You're not going to go crowd surfing at 60. I went and saw Pearl Jam last year. I didn't do the same. I don't do the same things at rock concerts that I did when I was a kid.
No.
It's different. We're older now. I just sway to the music and sing to the lyrics.
That's participation, though.
Yes. That is.
I don't think he was getting that.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there, but this is what I will say, Mike. And I think everything you said was well said, virtually, worthy of a mic drop. But I will say this.
Yes.
My wife and I are concert fanatics.
Okay.
Certain concerts come to town, we go and we dance and we sing our heads off. And I'm going to say this. I'll say this in AB's defense. AB, it ain't just you. San Antonio, from the concerts that I've been to, I'm not speaking on concerts as a whole. I don't go see Luke Bryan. I don't go see Morgan Wallen. I don't go see Metallica when they come. But the concerts.
Gee, I wonder why you don't go see Morgan Wallen.
I actually like a few of his tunes. I don't know him by heart, but
I love you. I was just drunk, Rudy. You don't have to forgive me. I had a bad moment.
He's always drunk.
I had a tough day.
He's always drunk. San Antonio concert participation sucks.
Really?
It sucks. It sucks.
Give me an example.
Exactly what AB described. Like, you're already.
When you've been at a show.
Like, it's just basically what he said. Like, people just kind of like, perfect example. I went to see Anthony Hamilton, and I know there was at least 3 songs more that he wanted to perform, but it was a morgue. It was a morgue, and I paid good money for those tickets. I was like second row. I've seen Maxwell 2-3 times second row because my wife loves these artists. And the participation is not perfect example. When I saw Maxwell here compared to when I saw him in Houston, 2 different crowds, 2 different totally crowds. And again, that's your right. You spent your couple $100. If you just want to sit there and look at them and record a couple videos and let your Facebook feed know that you're there and you don't want to do anything, that is your right. You worked for that money. You spent it. You do what you want. But I feel him. Now, I don't know if he should tell everybody, but you just put it on the list of the band. You go backstage. You're like, hey, man, this is our last time in San Antonio. I don't think he handled it correctly. But in some of my instances, he is 1,000% correct that our crowd participation is below average. I won't sucks is harsh. I take that back, San Antonio. Don't cancel me. But it's below average. It's below average, just in my experience. That's all I'm saying.
I don't go to many concerts anymore.
Why not? Oh, anymore.
I just don't anymore.
I don't go a lot either, but I've gone to a lot. It's just, it is what it is, man. This is just my experience. I can't speak for anybody else, because when I see the videos from the Metallica show, it looks like it's freaking fantastic. I guess it just depends on who you are, right?
Well, Enter Sandman is a different kind of song than old school cumbia.
But
and they're older people.
But you're already there. Go enjoy yours. Why would you go to a concert and take in the concert the same way you take it in the car?
It's just an older crowd, I think. Like the Drake concert, I heard was fire, as the kids like to say.
My daughter, my two kids. I sent my two girls.
Did
my 27. They had a blast.
I bet they were going crazy for.
Going crazy. But see, those are like, I think Metallica and Drake, and like, you know, there's certain people that are just here. You know what I mean? And no matter what, people are gonna go crazy because you know they're just that big. But for the most part, man, I've had some bad experiences. Like, I went to see Frankie Beverly and Maze, and you're right, it's an older crowd.
It's R&B.
It's an older crowd,
love
but it was like, damn, dude, what do we do? You should be, and you know what? You should be warming up the kettle, especially if you go with your lady. You're supposed to get in some drinks, dancing, having some fun, setting the mood, rubbing on her booty, getting ready to go home and do your thing. Like, why would you pay your hard-earned money to go sit on your hands? I don't get that.
Because it's outside, it's hot, and I'm 60 and I've got gout. That's his crowd.
Then why are you going?
22-year-old kids are not going to watch Cumbia Kings All-Stars.
Again, don't cancel me, San Antonio. I love y'all.
All right. No, it's one thing, and it's one thing to make the point that maybe we don't have the best concert scene, but you don't shit on the crowd.
He handled it wrong. You just, again, you go backstage and tell the guys, dude, can y'all believe how terrible this was? This is San Antonio in the middle of Fiesta. We're not coming back.
Well, he didn't keep it real then with his apology, because he could have said, hey, I'm sorry. I did think that crowd was kind of lame, but I shouldn't have handled it that way. It's my bad. What he said was that I was wrong. Y'all were fine. I recently had a cancer scare, and I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Oh, he said he had a cancer scare.
He had a cancer scare.
Jeez.
And because he had the cancer scare, he quit taking his normal bipolar medication.
He went that route?
And because he got off the meds, he had an episode the other night of bipolar disorder, and that's why he shit on the crowd. So which is it? The crowd sucks, or they didn't suck, you just had a bipolar disorder because you're off the meds? He's half-assing both sides, and you can't do that.
Yeah, he should have stood on it and said, look, I didn't think the participation was where it should be, but I am off my meds.
That's what
you got to stand on it.
Right.
Because now I don't believe you.
Right. He has no credibility. You know?
No, I guess he won't be back. Because San Antonio, that's one thing we do. We obviously, as Mike went viral last week, Dan Le Batard calls us boring. Mike puts him in his place. Le Batard apologizes to Mike, and then the whole city jumped on Mike's bandwagon. Like, yeah, Mike, you stand up for us. You know what I mean? So one thing we don't tolerate is if we talk about us, if you and I talk about us because we're family, it's one thing. But when somebody from outside gets to run in their yap, then that's when we get defensive. Like, hey, you can't say that.
Yeah. And I wasn't at this show. And I'm not
Me
saying
neither. I don't know. I can't tell you.
AB's wrong. Maybe it was a little bit chill. Maybe it was too chill. But again, I go back to the kind of music. Now, they have some badass swinging type tunes. They've got some good tunes.
No,
they have a lot of Tejano slow songs too. And again, I would argue that this is a product of the median age of your fans.
When I met my wife, and she finally let me come to her apartment, and I came over there one time. She was cleaning. She was always listening to, is it Intocable?
Yeah.
Always. That's what she cleaned
People
up
go
to.
ape shit.
And it was some shit. I was like, damn, this. I don't know what they're saying or whatever, but some of it's in English. But I'm like, damn, this is kind of catchy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like them. Some of them.
Anybody that Rudy J needs to punch on this fine.
Yeah,
Monday.
well, let's just stay in Fiesta.
Okay.
Let's punch the Market Square shooters. 2 people dead, Jesus. 6 people injured.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look.
Well, one of them you can't punch him because he's dead too.
Yeah,
actually, the 2 shooters are dead.
Yeah,
and the cops kill one, and the other one got shot by the other dude. I don't know. It's all being investigated. It's ridiculous.
We all been, people. It's the Market Square, right? There's been fights for decades there, but if you're that much of a coward to pull out a gun in a crowd like that, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit. Like, if we throw hands because we're both drunk and something, like, we're fighting over something stupid anyway because we're all drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to pull out a gun in a crowd like that and just start shooting is such coward bullshit. Like, I went to the carnival yesterday. I took the girls. They would like, I have never had my bag searched at the carnival, but because of what happened at the Market Square, searching every purse. There was more cops at the carnival than I've ever seen. Because again, this happened Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday we went to the carnival to take the kids so they could ride the rides and stuff and risk our lives with rides that carnies have put together. That's a whole other topic. But it's
janky ass roller coasters making all weird noises.
The meth heads are put together.
A screw half undone.
These 3 meth heads over there put that together, but we're gonna get on it anyway. But nah, man, dude, you're crap. That's crap to do that, man. That's crap. Like, Market Square they're dealing with enough already, not to only be dealing with. I mean, the same thing happened. What was it? The Chiefs Super Bowl parade.
Sure.
Like, who shoots in crowds? Like, yo, throw hands. If you get your ass kicked, you get your ass kicked. You don't pull out a gun.
People don't throw hands anymore in this country.
No, we shoot, especially in Texas. We don't.
Right.
Nobody fighting in Texas. We shoot.
This is a fat city, like Charles Barkley says all the
See,
time.
you can say that, but when Barkley says it, it's World War III.
We'll talk Chuck today or tomorrow, I guess. He's at it again, but he's attacking another town.
I loved it. He was correct, by the way.
Look, guys are too out of shape to throw hands in this town, and it was really hot over the weekend, Rudy. So I had to go to my pistola. If I throw hands, I might have my diabetes is going to come back.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Fuck it, I'm just going to shoot him. Yeah, I'm being silly, but this goes back to this is partly why you don't go anywhere. I don't go to not the major ones.
No, so you're not going to Niosa or the Market Square?
Not unless I have a really cool hookup, or I'm on the stage with bands. Like I've introduced bands before and got to sit on the side. That was cool. Niosa, I've had hookups where I was in one of the little houses in La Villita. Just if I can stand in the same spot and I've got food and beer to my right, and I just get to look down and wave.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's my kind of fiesta. I'm sorry, I'm spoiled.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to be butt to nut in a crowd full of drunk ass people that are under the age of 30. I just don't want to do it because inevitably, and this happens all the time. By the way, this is not the first time we've had a shooting in the Market Square at Fiesta. 2 or 3 years ago, we had one. Hell, we had gunfire under the bridge last year. That little scene there by the Mercado, where Mi Tierra and La Margarita, that little alley. KSAT does their midday show there.
Okay.
In that little alley, that thing, it's narrow. It gets full of people, and I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be in that scene late at night for Fiesta because I value my life. I don't want to be down there with a bunch of fucking hood rats at 2:00 in the morning, knowing half of them are packing and too fat and too pussy to fight, so we're going to shoot over. Oh, you looked at me weird, and you know it was over something stupid.
Oh yeah,
somebody gave somebody a mile old whore. You cut me off in the funnel cake line. I value my life, so I still celebrate Fiesta, but I don't go to the massive shit like these young kids do. I'm too old for that now. I did my time, and I survived. I survived. I'm done. I did 2 tours of duty. That's a dangerous scene, and you don't go either, by the way.
I did. So I did 3 events this year.
Okay, but you didn't go to that Market Square.
No,
thing.
not Market Square. I've been to Market
too
Square.
packed in there. The city may need to
They kind of
that
they
thing.
did extend it.
They
It's
didn't do
bigger
it good
now.
enough.
No. I only
People
did.
still getting shot up in there.
I did Taste New Orleans.
Yeah.
I did San Fernando, and
Okay.
yesterday I did the Carnival.
Okay.
So I did 3 events.
And New Orleans is now. I've been to New Orleans twice, but
That's
both times I go
Guards.
during the day.
Me too.
I go when they first open. It's older people there, or I mean, not even older, mature people.
Yes.
Families.
And it's much more diverse now. When I used to go as a kid, it was like the urban event. Now it's super diversified, which I like to see. I went Friday early, got all the food I wanted, and got out. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And we had good weather for Fiesta, so it's unfortunate it ended on that note.
Very unfortunate, but that's what people do. People screw up everything.
Right.
We cannot have good things because people screw them up. All right, who you punching, Jose? Anybody?
That's a great question.
Okay. As he thinks about what he's going to do here.
Yeah, again, I
you don't
learned-
have to punch anybody if you're just in a wonderful
you don't have to
mood.
punch.
No, I'm always in a shitty mood, Mike. It's my secret.
Well, who gets it today?
Sure. I'll give it to old age. Old age, the concept of old age.
Old
and
age?
coaches. No, not old age.
Old age. Okay.
And I'll give it to them because my baby boy, Jürgen Klopp, is going to retire from Liverpool this year, and they just hit the shitters in those last few games, and I'm losing
Soccer
bet.
talk.
Yes, yeah, rookie is soccer. I'm going across the pond here.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Across the pond's a
he's
cliche.
retiring. It makes me sad, so I'm punching old age and the fact that our favorite coaches have to retire.
So you're a Liverpool man, are you?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
LeBron owns you.
Well, we could start another big argument here because I obviously don't like LeBron, but you're a big Kobe guy, and I think he's the 10th best player of all time.
Who?
So you're a
You
big
think
Kobe
who's
fan.
the 10th best
Kobe.
player?
I could start this argument, but we're not going to do that today. I'm going to have a civilized conversation.
Here, see what he just did? He brings it up, but then declares we're not going to argue
we don't
about
have
it.
to argue about it.
He didn't have to bring it
How
up,
old
but
are you?
yet he still did.
I'm 26.
That right there is called
7?
instigation.
Oh, you're 27?
1997
Yeah,
birthday.
he know,
Oh,
baby.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'm
instigation.
not arguing basketball with you.
You know what?
You're too
I say
young.
thumbs up to Jürgen Klopp.
Why?
He got out while he still has his sanity.
Yeah.
If you want to lose your fucking sanity, now you get rich, but if you want to go insane and you talk about getting microcosmed by the
Right.
society, be a manager of one of the big 4 or 5
Oh,
soccer
hell
teams
no.
in
I
England.
couldn't do
That
it.
is outrageous. That
It's
job.
like the
No.
Cowboys on steroids.
It takes years off your life.
Yeah, nobody
Yes.
wants to do
So
that.
good on Klopp for getting out on
Yeah.
top.
Orlando Kell.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Shout
Orlando.
out to Orlando, the official family lawyer of this show. Family law, divorce, custody visitation issues, enforcement modifications. If you need to change the decree after the divorce is already over, maybe you've switched jobs, or your ex-o lady has, or kids are getting older, or you've moved and you need some differences in your divorce agreement, and you don't have an ex who is, capable of having a grown-up, mature decision about what we should do here, and it requires a judge, then call Orlando. You can hit him up at 210-775-4995 or email Orlando directly at orlandokell.law@gmail.com. orlandokell.law@gmail.com. All right. Thoughts on Cowboys draft? Over the weekend, they drafted 7 new dudes, went offensive line, 2 of the first 3 picks, and went defensive line with the second pick. Okay, I'll start it off by saying this. This is what I always say. You asked me at 24,
You said offensive line.
take the best lineman, whether
You
it's a
said that.
defensive lineman or an offensive lineman.
called
Those
that.
are the important positions. Those are the valuable positions. They go offensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So they drafted the next left tackle. They drafted a rotational defensive lineman, and then they drafted their starting center, most likely, Cooper Beebe, in the 3rd round, the kid from Kansas State. The Cowboys had a textbook professional draft by need draft, and I can't hate on that. I hate where the running backs are. It's clear to me they're not going to be very good, but at least once again, the thing this team does well is draft, and they did it again.
Last year's draft was okay.
Well, the Mozzie, get back to me on Mozzie.
Yeah, Mozzie.
Historically, they're good.
I'm torn. Look, on this year's draft, I'll tell you on April 29th of 2027 how this draft was, Mike.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm a 3-year guy, but you can see the impacts right away. We saw with Micah Parsons, you saw with Diggs. Like there's certain guys, Tyler Smith. There's certain guys that right away you're like, oh hell yeah, they hit on that. And then there's some where you got to be like, okay, it took him a little bit longer, but he came around. So
that's everybody.
But
that's
the
every
thing
team.
is, I liked what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I have no beef with what they did. And not only that, I think you got your guy and you even moved down and picked up something else, speaking of the first round pick in Guyton. So no issues with what they did thus far. I think they did exactly what they should do. Draft in the trenches. That's where this is won. I mean, Kansas City let Tyreek Hill walk. Why? Because they needed to beef up their offensive line because Patrick Mahomes versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ran 400 yards in the wrong direction. So you know what Andy Reid said? Hey, Tyreek, we love you, and we're going to miss you, but we're not going to pay you $30 million if I can't protect Patrick Mahomes to get you the freaking ball. The championships are won in the trenches. That's what they've done, especially because of what's going on with Mozzie. But, I mean, that offensive line should be stellar.
Okay, now when I say that I trust them in the draft, that doesn't mean that they're perfect.
No,
nobody is.
Nobody is.
But
Bill Belichick's an awful drafter.
You can still certainly question the decision to take Mozzie Smith last year in the first round. That kid could barely get on the field, and when he did, he looked sick, like he'd been eating tacos with uncooked chicken in him or something.
Well, the thing about it is,
all year
I watched Max Duggan and TCU destroy Michigan. The last time I saw Mozzie Smith before the Cowboys drafted him, TCU was making him look like he looked for the Cowboys. So I was like, how is this the guy when the last time we saw him, a bunch of spares from TCU that failed in the NFL?
8 draft picks on that team, sir.
And they're all playing for the Brahmas now.
Hey,
but
don't levitard me. Don't levitard
those
my
dudes that aren't even pros destroyed him, and Will McClay convinced Jerry, this is the guy. They missed on Mozzie. I'm willing to say that after 1 year.
And then they took Luke Schoonmaker in the second round. Another Michigan loser.
And then Marshawn Overshown tears his ACL. You draft the little guy. You draft Yoda. You draft Yoda.
That was a trash draft last year.
Last year's draft was booty juice.
It was trash.
It was booty juice.
And not the good kind either.
There is no good.
Yes, there is. But I don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, we're not going down that road. We're trying to get big time sponsors.
I'll just go with what you said. Hey, we got big time sponsors.
Yeah, we're trying to get more.
Yeah, we need more.
We're not trying. We're not saying that Slackers and Kel and Texas Cheer and GC. We're not saying they're not big time. We just want more.
Understood.
So we're not going to go down the booty juice hole.
Obviously last year, as of 1 year later, it looks like you couldn't have gotten any effing worse last year.
Right.
So you can only get better this year. But this draft on its own does look solid. They drafted Tyler Guyton, kid from outside of Austin, who was an all-conference right tackle at Oklahoma. They want to run him out at left tackle. Okay, cool. I trust them at offensive line.
Coach it up.
The second pick was Marshawn Nealon, a defensive end. They just lost Dorrance Armstrong.
I like Dorrance.
I know. He went to the freaking Commanders with Dan Quinn, and so Nealon's probably going to come in there and have to replace him, at least in the rotation, and then eventually he'll wind up being a starter. I love Cooper Beebe, who can play anywhere on the offensive line, big white kid from Kansas State. And they're going to turn him into the starting center.
I love how this description. Big white kid.
Well, he's a big old white kid.
I know, it's just funny.
Look at that. See how white I am on the camera.
Just big. Yeah, he's just like, hey, who is BB? Oh, the big white kid from Kansas State. What?
Hey, us white boys don't get a lot of chances. So when we do, we have to. Hey, you said black man has to bring himself up, and white man has to bring himself up too.
Shit.
And then they took a kid who I've followed this kid for years.
Who?
Kid named Maris Liafo.
Oh, yeah.
This kid grew up 2 blocks from the iHeart station in the hellscape that I used to do.
Oh, where you would record at? Cool.
Yeah, he was a maniac in high school, stud, and wound up at Notre Dame. And they need linebackers. And
they do.
And he's a
they
good
need
one.
linebackers big
He is
time.
at least going to be hella good here in the first 1 or 2 years on special teams. So it looks like Guyton is the next left tackle for a while. It looks like
I trust them on offensive line. I trust them.
It looks like Leafau is going to be at least like a gunner for you, a stud gunner on special teams at worst. And it looks like this kid Nealon's going to be in the regular rotation. Here's the problem with it all. Because you're in rebuild mode and you're broke, you had to hit a home run in this draft because these kids are all going to start for you.
Right.
And they're rookies. And what do rookies do, boys and girls? They make mistakes in games because they're babies.
So do veterans.
Yeah, but rookies do more than anybody else.
For sure.
G Toso, we're still doing Notre Dame linebacker catfish jokes still. Yes, I'm aware.
I'm not doing Manti Te'o
These
jokes.
poor Hawaiian these linebackers from Hawaii that go to Notre Dame tend to get catfished, apparently.
Well, the thing is, when I'm
assuming that didn't happen to this kid here.
When I saw the Manti Te'o Netflix thing, I was like, damn, he really got done dirty. It wasn't his fault.
Well, then you know what that makes him then? The biggest dumbass in football history to go for all that.
At that time, catfishing, we didn't really.
I would rather say, you know what? I was lying. I was doing a bit for attention.
We didn't know about
like
catfishing was new then, though.
He's an idiot burger. I saw that documentary too, and it was a bad scene. So I'm assuming that Maris Leafau does not have.
I like that name.
Does not have the same issues that poor Manti Te'o had.
No.
So I don't even know if he's got a girlfriend, but he's a Cowboy now, and he'll have one soon. I can guarantee that.
So, real quick before we leave football,
sir.
I know we got some more sponsors to get to.
Oh, we're going to do a longer show today.
You got Daniel Jones.
You down for 30 more minutes at least?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott,
yep,
and now Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Does Dak Prescott continue to go down the list of best QBs in the NFC East?
Jaden Daniels needs to come out and prove it first. So not yet, not quite yet.
They think everybody thinks they got the next CJ Stroud, who he destroyed. He made Micah Parsons look so stupid on their little Bleacher Report draft day thing. He just destroyed Micah Parsons.
Oh, did y'all see that Thunderdome? Tell them what you're talking about.
They did. Bleacher Report hired them to do some like back and forth about the draft and back and forth about football, and it's just CJ just so organic and just cool and just knows football, and Micah's reaching and doing Micah shit. I just thought, in their own little fun way, CJ Stroud made Micah Parsons look like an idiot.
Micah Parsons.
And I love Micah Parsons. Shout out to Micah Parsons and his team.
I do not love Micah Parsons. This is a massive year for him, and I am not ready to give him a massive contract.
I'm trying here, Mike.
He came off like generic sports,
did you see it?
Sports talk radio caller.
He did. And CJ was just like chopping him up like, dude, what are you talking about?
Do you play this game?
Yeah.
You're delusional.
CJ Stroud, perfect example. CJ Stroud said AFC North is the best division in football. And Michael Parsons says, no, it's the NFC East. And CJ looked at him like, bro, what are you talking about? You just talking. Like Washington? He was like, Washington? The Giants? He's like, are you serious? He's like, we got Cincinnati, Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. You're going to sit there and tell me the 4 teams in the NFC East are better than them?
Right. And y'all won the division and got hung up with 50 at home in the playoffs.
It was bad. Shout out to CJ.
It was bad. Joey's in here. It's not a concert, but the WWE and the AEW events in town are always fire. Maybe AB's just washed. He's Zeke level washed, and his fans are old.
Ain't that two different things though?
Yeah. It's a smooth grooving Tejano concert versus fucking wrestling. It's also a different crowd.
Yeah, it's a bunch of kids in a wrestling crowd, right?
Different folks.
By the way, when you sent AB, I was like, oh, Antonio Brown apologized for something?
No,
I thought that was very funny.
No, Antonio Barreras Quintanilla.
You thought Antonio Brown. I can see that.
But I don't know what AB stands. Oh, Abraham. Probably Abraham. I'm assuming the A is Abraham.
And Antonio Brown now goes by CTESPN.
The shoe fits.
And he got blocked by Caitlin Clark, by the way. Did you see that? Antonio Brown?
Good for her.
Yeah, this idiot
tags
her.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, he tags her, and this is his tweet. Not my words. He said, I bet Caitlin keeps it hairy.
That was disgusting.
Who says that to a young kid?
A shitbag like Antonio Brown.
Have we studied OJ's brain yet for CTE?
I don't think the state isn't allowing it.
Fuck.
Did they bury the brain with him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
There it is. Sorry.
Well, sorry, ESPN and NFL.
Does a psychopath brain? Can you like study someone's brain and tell, wow, this section here has got increased levels of such and so.
Yes.
This guy here is a psychopath.
Yeah, they did
Yes.
that with Aaron Hernandez. They said his brain was like a 80-year-old dementia person's
Yeah,
brain.
that's one thing, but I'm talking about, can you look at someone's brain and think, wow, this is a person who's probably psychopathic, murderous psychopathic,
I don't know.
or
about
sociopath. You know
I'd
what I'm
have
saying?
I'd have to Google
Like
it.
it's can you study like the brain of a serial killer and think, wow, he's got elevated levels of
No.
this chemical here on this side of the
Oh,
brain.
that I don't know, Mike. That's a good question.
Yeah, I bet the murder side of whatever the murder signal is like.
I can't believe he didn't admit it before.
OJ didn't do it. The
Wow.
justice system prevailed.
We did not get a deathbed confessional
No.
from OJ, so he went to his grave innocent. Rudy,
He did.
If you guys want to feel
touchdown,
old for a second,
touchdown, juice.
Yeah.
What?
If you guys want to feel old for a second,
Yeah.
you guys, I'm sure, watched the like the OJ thing where they did on like A&E and it was like dramatized and everything.
Yeah.
So
Some of it, but I got tired.
I didn't
of it.
watch it.
So I watched it with Helga, and Helga was watching it with me, and we got to like the second to last episode, and I was like, wow, I can't believe with all this evidence he got off with it. And she looked at me and she's like, what? He got off? And she had no idea that this is a real story we were watching. And I was like, oh my God, Helga. So
she lived it in real time 30 years later.
yeah.
That's exciting.
Damn.
That's good. Good for her. She's a young girl learning history.
Yeah,
I
shout out to
appreciate it. I support that.
Yeah.
All right. Show brought to you in part by Texas Cheer Liquor.
Yeah.
All right. So we told y'all we're going to be at Slackers on Sunday. We've got back-to-back appearances.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to start renting a limo as in demand as we're starting to get
What
here.
is this, man?
As we start to get more
Yeah.
fire and blow up, I'm going to start wearing jumpsuits everywhere I go. High dollar ones.
Velvet velour.
Yeah.
The velour.
Yeah.
Sergio Tashini.
Sure.
Okay.
What's your favorite watch?
Favorite watch.
You a Rolex Submariner guy? Tag Heuer, maybe?
Probably Audemars Piguet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
See, we're starting to get more recognition here in this city.
Yeah.
Starting to blow up some.
Probably Audemars.
We got to start acting the part.
Yeah. Let's
I
do
ain't
it.
never going to Fiesta again. I'm about to move to the Dominion. I'm days away from that.
Well, the Taste of Northside is somewhere in that.
We'll
area.
have Taste of Dominion. $1,000 to get in.
I'm down. I'm down.
We won't have any shootings at the Taste of the Dominion. What would the food be? A caviar,
Escargot.
escargot, and
Caviar, yeah.
buffalo balls and shit. Rich people eat crazy shit.
And they do it just to look cool, but they don't
Sure.
like that. They get home and pig out.
Yeah, they stopped by Bill Miller on the way home.
They get home and pig out. Nobody eats that shit in real life.
All right, we're goofing. No, we've got Slackers on Sunday. On Saturday, we're not doing a show, but we are going to play Grab Ass with a listener.
Yep.
And so come out and play Grab Ass with us on Saturday, May the 4th.
Be with you.
At Texas Cheer Liquor number 8, which is right off of 410 and Military.
That's because it's
Fuck all that outside 1604 business.
Yeah, we going inside the loop.
Yes, sir. 410 and Military this Saturday. It's Texas Cheer Liquor number 8. Alma de Jaguar Tacos and Tequila. It's a tacos and tequila event. The taco truck will show up at 3:00 and start serving tacos right around 3:30. So
Free.
I'm thinking you and I,
Free tacos. by
you
the
and I,
way.
yes, that's right. You and I need to come up with when we're going to be there, so we're there at the same time.
Let's shoot for.
That way,
We'll talk about it throughout the week.
all right, cool. So put this in your head, and we're gonna get. You know what? Let's not do this. Let's tell the people when. That way they can plan ahead. So by tomorrow, I'm going to know what time our show is going to air from Slackers on Sunday.
Yeah.
Slackers
I'm
on
gonna text
Thousand
Frank
Oaks
right
and
now.
281.
Go ahead.
And by tomorrow's show, we're going to know
Text
what
Frank.
time you and I are going to show up to the Texas Cheer. The event itself begins at 1. The tacos and Tuesday bit, it's 1 to 7. And if the tacos get there at 3, I'm thinking you and I get there like at 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, I think three.
I
Three's good.
can't go when there's no tacos.
You know, the free tacos start at 3:30. So let's get
All
there at 3.
All right.
Shake hands and then get
Yeah.
them greasy with some good old fashioned free tacos.
That's right. And not only do you get to come out and hang out with me and Rudy, and the cool part is we won't be doing a show, so we can sit there and we can chop it up with
Right.
everybody. The other cool part is you can come out there and get you a discount on your products. So join us at the Texas Cheer Liquor number 8 on Saturday, and hang out in everything.
I know there's
going to
be samples. There's going to be swag.
Tons.
LG.
He goes out. AD.
Yeah, AD puts it all out there for y'all, man. It's going to be well worth the time, man. It's easy to get to.
It's Sing, motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Between the LA Fitness and Academy.
Yeah, and don't forget, like always, and of course Saturday's no exception, but always when you mention in the building with Taylor and Rudy, or Rudy and Taylor with the podcasters or whatever, they'll know what you're talking about.
Right.
Reference this program, and they'll give you 5% off your total purchase. Oh, that's all the time, but hell, since we're going to be there this Saturday, come out Saturday and make sure you take advantage of that sweet hookup and get your 5% off what it is you want to get.
Are you going to do any? It is May the 4th be with you. Going to do anything? Yoda, Jabba the Hutt, Luke.
Damn sure wouldn't be Jabba the Hutt.
I can see Mike as Jabba.
Were you a Star Wars guy?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Dude, yeah. So in 84 or 83, we were living in Southern California.
I didn't even know you ever lived in Southern California.
Couple 3 years, yes, sir.
Did not know that. I thought you just was Fort Worth from the womb to the tomb.
No, I've been all over this.
You're a military brat?
No, I was a criminal family. We were running from the cops. It was quite the opposite of military brat. I was criminal brat. What do you call that? What do you call the kid that goes to all the different elementary schools because his stepdad's literally running from the FBI?
Shit.
That was us. So
you should tune into Pickles for Dinners for this stuff. This is the good stuff we get into. You know?
Yeah. So, dude, I went to 7 elementary schools in 5 years.
That's unfortunate.
I've lived in 40 plus cities in my life. 40.
Could you name them all?
Yeah, I could.
Wow.
One of them was, and even when we moved to California, we still kept moving every 6 months in the area. Because they were on his ass. I've lived in many states, many towns, and one of our stops in California. What the hell was I going to say? What'd you ask me?
I asked you how long you lived in Southern California. You said I was there for 3 or 4 years.
No, but I was making a point about being in Cali no. So it was 83, 84. We're living in Lakewood, California.
Star Wars. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that's it. My bad. Sorry. My ADHD kicked in. And I was so excited for Return of the Jedi that my mama actually came and picked me up early from school so we could go to the first matinee showing at noon. Went to school.
You got to skip school for that?
Stayed at school long enough to get counted on the roll as being present. Then my mama came and picked me up early. He got a doctor's appointment. Grandma Becky, she didn't give a shit about school. She was down for a bit. Dude, she got me out early because I wanted to see Karate Kid Part 2.
For Part 2?
Part 2. Yeah, I was so excited to see Part 2.
Rubbing the little doll
she
together.
came and got me early. And I still can harken back if I close my eyes and think deep enough. Being 8 years old and so hyped. It felt like the Cowboys were in the Super Bowl that day. So hyped for Return of the Jedi. Could barely even pay attention from 8 to 10 in school, knowing what was coming.
Right.
It was like a mouth breather going to see the WWE, in a cage match.
Well, then I expect you to dress up Saturday for this Texas cheer.
So that's why you asked me about that.
So
well, we'll see.
It's probably too late to get an outfit.
I don't think so. I can makeshift something, come up with something. Luke Skywalker was I was a Han Solo guy. He had swagger and the big dick and got the chicks. Luke was pretty. He was too sweet. Luke was too Richie Valens. No, he was too Richie. And Han Solo was more Bob. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Where you going?
Now you don't want to be too much Bob.
I like it.
Bob.
Yeah, no. You don't want to.
Yeah,
don't go.
Valenzuela.
Don't ever go full Bob.
Yeah, Bob did never go full Bob, but girls don't want full Richie either. They want a combination of those two brothers.
You don't want to go full Russell Wilson.
Yeah, full Bob Valenzuela. He's getting shot at the Mikado over there in Fiesta, right?
Sure.
You don't want to go full Bob.
No,
but you want to have just enough. And Han Solo was a combination of the two. Yes, sir.
I feel you.
Yes, sir. So yeah, it could be.
I don't know. We'll
Anybody
see.
got any?
I was never a Star Wars guy.
I don't have any gear though. If
Me
anybody's got any gear that a
Yeah, hook us up.
5'9" dude with a paunchy stomach might be able to fit in.
Same. Hook us up.
Yeah. Why does Rudy have to be Lando?
Who is Lando?
The only black man in Star Wars.
Bernard, Rudy, Lando, Clarison. Is that what that is?
And Calrissian. You also be the coolest dude in all of Star Wars too.
What did
Lando
he wear?
was a badass. He wore a kick-ass long sleeve shirt with a badass vest over the top. He had great hair. He had a badass laser gun, and he got the nanny.
Oh, it was Billy D. Williams?
Lando got the
Oh,
nanny.
shit. Yeah, I can do Billy D.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You wear a cape, though. You want to wear a cape?
I'll wear a cape,
You got to wear a cape, baby.
Hey, okay.
Look at Rudy's all excited.
Okay.
He just discovered Lando Calrissian 50 years after the movie came out.
I wasn't a Star Wars guy. I was actually outside drinking out the water hose, playing hide and seek, playing street tackle football, sideline kill.
I did all that.
Throw up tackle, which we didn't call it throw up tackle.
Did all that. Tackle the man with a football. That's not what we called that either, but you know what I'm saying. So just show up Saturday.
Okay.
Dressed like Billy D. You need to have a Colt 45 in one hand and a cool
out.
menthol in the other. That's what he promoted. That's what Billy D promoted.
He wasn't having a Colt 45 on Star Wars.
He was. Yeah, but you should do it for Saturday because we're at a liquor store.
Okay. All right. Let me text AD. I'm like, yo, AD, I'm gonna be Lando. I need you to bring me. I need some Colt 45 at Texas Cheer. Is that what I said?
Yeah, Colt 45 and Slits Malt Liquor Bull. That's what Billy D.
But minus the menthol, it'll be a cigar. It won't be a Newport.
See, Billy was a menthol man, a Cool's menthol man. Do a bit.
I need you to have some Colt 45.
He is actually texting
cool.
AD. Right?
This is pretty cool. I mean, look at this ad. This ad, I'd buy that.
No, bro, that shit. Let me tell you something about this.
Yes, sir.
I get Billy D was getting his money.
Of course.
But they put liquor stores on every corner in black neighborhoods for a reason.
Oh, here we go.
They wanted us to kill ourselves.
Here we go.
And Billy D making the millions helped do it. Like we should not have been drinking that shit.
Preach, Rudy.
They were trying to poison us and we didn't even see it. There's a liquor store in every corner in the hood.
Okay,
you ain't finding no liquor store in the corner in the Dominion. You got to hunt for a liquor store by the Dominion.
Well, Rudy, I have a wine cellar. I don't need to go to the store. I have it downstairs in my wine cellar.
AD said some zigzags too. No,
not zigzags.
Lando. So I need a cape. Somebody help me with a Lando costume, minus the menthols. I'm excited now.
I'm glad. Well,
I didn't. I thought y'all were
going to do a bit too.
I thought y'all were going to make me out to be something crazy.
Well, you just need a lightsaber and you'll be good. You know, you just be Mace Windu.
Oh, Taylor, we got some good news here.
I know.
No, we got to. I don't know how much we can say.
Well, this is a lead in. I was actually about to talk Spurs. I'm not kidding. All right, so me to come, y'all. That's the longest Texas cheer liquor spot in history. So you're welcome, AD. We'll see y'all on Saturday.
I'm Lando. Just call me Lando from now on.
All right. We have
it's my nickname.
Breaking Spurs news here. They have announced when the France games are going to be.
Shout out to Wemby.
Making it happen. Now that's called raising the profile of your team right there. So, according to Tommy Osborne,
shout out to Tom. That's my
Express
guy.
News. I like Tommy. The Spurs announced that they will play 2 regular season games in Paris next season against Indiana on January 23rd.
Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner. This is good stuff.
And January 25th, a twofer against the Pacers.
Sweet.
It will mark the first time the NBA will play 2 regular season games in the French capital in the same season. Pretty cool. All right. What will the roster look like when the Spurs go to Paris next January?
The same.
Are you certain of that?
The same. Of course, you're going to add your draft pick. You're going to add your spare free agent. But if you're thinking it's going to be Bradley Beal or Damon Lillard or Trae Young, I got oceanfront property for you in Idaho. They're going to run it back and play it out and see if they can throw their hat in the Cooper flag ring. They're not going to tank. I'm not saying they're going to tank for Cooper flag. But what I'm saying is they're going to run it back And if they get lucky enough, fall into the Cooper Flag sweepstakes.
Flail for flag.
Yeah.
We're not going to have flail for flag.
That's too close to saying.
You got to be careful saying that.
Be careful. Yeah. Let's just go Cooper.
Cuck for Cooper.
Yeah, something like
suck
that.
For Cooper.
Yeah, suck for Coop.
Be poop for Coop.
Yeah.
That roster's not. They're not going to run it back. They're going to do something this summer.
I'm
not saying I'm not saying that's going to be the final championship roster by January, but it will look different. You cannot run back. They
got good at the end of the year, Mike.
They did.
They got they made drastic improvements.
The pressure was off, and these guys were fighting like hell to try and show their value.
Cancun, yeah, I know.
Yeah, those kids got motivated because they either want to stick around or they're showcasing for their next club.
Right.
So Mike Finger brought this up in his column in the Express News over the weekend.
No.
Imagine Mike Finger interviewing Cooper Flag. That'd be a funny interview. That's a funny box score.
Finger Flag.
That'd be a funny box score.
Yeah.
The funniest box score I've ever seen was when the Rangers had Bartolo Colon.
Okay.
And Doug Fister.
Oh.
And Fister started, and Colon came on in a relief inning. I forget, this is like 6 years ago or 7 years ago. And in the box score, you got Fister colon. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny.
It was.
Not have. I found it humorous.
When a lot of your thought process, now that I know more about you, comes from you being at 17 elementary schools. You're a little traumatized.
7. Well, yeah, sure. Now, yeah. 7.
But you turned out great. So it makes you kids ain't got no damn excuses. You see what I'm saying? When Mike goes through what he went through as a child and then ends up being the best motherfucking talk show host the city's ever seen, just shows you got no excuses in life. You don't get to blame your childhood on how your life turns out, is my point.
Yes.
Continue.
Taylor's proof you can be a trash ass person and still make it in this world. That's how I just heard what you
That's
what
not
I
what
heard
I
you just
said.
say.
Yes, and you have to use your experiences to laugh at them and to advance your career, guys. It's all
Exactly.
things.
You got to be able to laugh at life.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
No, but Mike Finger suggests that if the Suns decide to blow things up,
I'm listening.
There's a little team in South Texas with a whole lot of draft picks and salary cap space.
Well,
just saying.
Well, this is what I'll say. From what I saw last
Just
night, after they got swept by the new face of the league and Anthony Edwards, Bradley Beal was cursing out Frank Vogel, and Kevin Durant told Chris Hainsworth
Sure.
he was not happy. Mm-hmm. And he's like, he's another Woj. He's another Shams. He knows stuff. These guys talk to Chris because they never provide an opinion. They just kiss ass. Adam Schefter, Jay Glazer, Andrew Wojnarowski, they just kiss the players' asses so they get the scoops, never provide an opinion. Anyway, but Chris Hainsworth put out there that Kevin Durant was highly upset with the way he was used all year long. Didn't feel like he was used right, and they had him in the corner too much and didn't play to his strengths. Bradley Beal hates Frank Vogel. Devin Booker, that's pretty much his team because he's the youngest, but he ain't no dog. So yeah, I could see Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant possibly being on the move. And when you're swept in the first round, why would you pay $200 million a year for those three guys? So I could see those, but I don't see the Spurs going after one of those, Bradley Beal or Kevin Durant.
That's not the kid I was going to say.
Who were you going to say?
I want Devin Booker.
Well, shit, who doesn't?
Okay, that's
also different,
and he's half Mexican. He'd fit in great with his.
Is he half Mexican or half white?
His mama's Mexican. Her name's Gutierrez.
See, he looks like there's
he's Mexicano.
There's Mexican mixed, and then there's white mixed. Devin looks white mixed to me.
She's light skinned, but her name's like Sylvia Gutierrez or something. No, she's Mexicana,
but she's weta. Clearly, because he's white looking.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think. Yeah. So no, I don't want shit to do with KD. He's old.
No, now if we talking about Devin Booker, let's get busy. Okay. But even though I don't think Devin Booker's a dog, I know he writes Mamba mentality on his shoes, but he also matches his clothes to his cars, so he's not really worried about basketball. He's worried about looking fly.
Does he really drive a car that matches the
dude,
clothes?
He's a big car guy and he's a big clothes guy.
Okay.
He got dumped by Kendall Jenner for Bad Bunny. He took Kendall Jenner back like 3-4 times when she wanted him to come back. He ain't a dog, but I'll take him. But he ain't a dog. He ain't of the Mamba mentality.
I didn't want
I need him to be a dog, Mike.
Well, no, you got to be a dog if you're going to play for the Spurs.
Do you? Does that still exist?
Yes, absolutely it does. Are you sure? Or is Book a product of that shitty Phoenix organization? And when
he did go to him and Chris Paul did get them to the finals, and they were up 2-0 versus the Bucks, and then Giannis started making shots, and they lost the series 4-2. But him and Chris Paul made it all the way to the finals, so there's something in them.
I know this, man. By the end of the season, the Spurs did get better. And Wemby, I think, would put up with one more year, not in the postseason, but his desire to win as soon as he can is palpable.
I feel you on that.
He ain't gonna sit around for no 4 years.
No.
He wants to win soon. And I'm not saying they win 660 next year. I'm saying that this is a seminal summer, because this is the beginning of. They went from tank to, okay, now we're going to rebuild around this man.
Now it's about wins, is what we were told at the beginning of the season.
They were a year early.
Yeah.
Now it starts becoming about wins this coming season. You have got to show that you know what you're doing building around Wemby, the right pieces that fit with him chemically.
Yeah, but I'll take Booker, Mike. You will get no pushback from me on that. I didn't know that's where you were going.
No. So I don't want shit to do with KD. He's
or
35
Bradley
years
Beal.
old. Bradley Beal. I knew the Suns were nuts when they brought him in. He's $55 million a year, and he's terrible. He never plays.
Yeah.
So the owner, Matt Ishibia,
the guy who's all about winning. He ain't all about making money.
Talk shit. He runs it.
I feel bad for him because he was trying to do the right thing, Mike.
Every time he opens that filthy sewer of his, nothing but dumbassery comes out.
Okay.
He's got 3 stars that all make the money, and they've got nothing else around them.
Nothing.
And no more money to bring anybody else in. I know. So this kid, Ishibia, needs to sit down and figure out, okay, am I going to run it back next year with these big 3, knowing we don't have anybody else we can bring in to make us any better, or just go ahead and blow the thing up now? Man, I would love to bring in Devin Booker. I have no idea if that's even possible, but that's what Finger mentioned in his column. And Mike's not a guy that just throws shit up against the wall. He's probably heard that it could be possible if it's possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you can have a few of our picks, and even though I'm reluctant to give this guy away for Devin Booker, I'll give you 3 first rounds, because in the NBA, your trade's got to be dollar for dollar, and one of you geeks can put this into the trade little thingy majiggy that the NBA provides online. I do Keldon, Devin, 3 1s for Devin Booker.
I would do whatever it took to get Devin Booker.
Yeah, because it's gonna cost. Because you got to think, Keldon makes 20. I want to say Devin makes almost 30. So that's 50 million right there. I think that's around the money Devin Booker makes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make it happen if Phoenix is willing to blow it up.
Mm-hmm. Again,
the thing is, I think they're going to be in a situation where it's like, look, Durant and Bill are on the market. You can't have Booker. He's the face of the franchise.
And that's it. I don't want KD.
I don't. Yeah, he's too old.
I don't want Bill. He sucks. Yeah. He's hurt. I don't want Trae Young in Atlanta. I don't think he's a dog, as you say. I think DeJounte Murray's a dog. I'd like to have Murray back and run him out there with Wemby.
Yeah.
That'd be cool with me.
I do that, and it's cheap.
It's cheaper than Booker for sure. It's more doable.
You want Dame Lillard? He's not happy in Milwaukee. He's going through a divorce, and it's been tough on him this year.
Well, now he's got a sore Achilles and stuff. I think the years are starting to catch up with Lillard.
Same.
Yeah, man.
Same.
All right, this Monday, y'all got time. You got 1 week. Do you want to play in a charity golf tournament? Or do you run a company and y'all got an allotment amount of charitable dollars that y'all have to spend? I recommend the Super Bowl of Golf qualifier coming up this next Monday is the NFL Alumni Super Bowl of Golf qualifier on the 6th, which is a week from today, out of the TPC.
Damn, 4th, 5th, 6th, we busy.
Dude, you're going to get a former football player that plays with your foursome, competing for prizes, and a chance to go to the Super Bowl of Golf that'll be in Vegas this summer. This is the qualifier. They're all over the country. The representative of the NFL Alumni Association, ex-ball players, is the great Johnny Walker, former guest co-host on this show when you were out that night, for information on this coming golf tournament Monday. Go to superbowlofgolf.com, scroll down to the San Antonio section, you'll see it, and it'll give you all the details you could ever get, cost, time, stuff. There's a gala on Sunday night the night before the tournament, because they draft all the players. So be advised, the website is superbowlofgolf.com. All right, next part of the show brought to you by the official roofing company, the show GC Services Roofing and Construction. The Texans had a good draft, it looks like.
Wow.
The Texans had a good season. They've had a good offseason. They've upgraded. They had a decent draft, but now Tank Dell got shot. I mean, you can't have an offseason without you can't have an offseason without one of your dudes getting shot. No, he's fine. I'm not trying to laugh at the man.
No.
I'm
But
laughing at the situation.
Dude, I'm all for. Everybody knows I like being outside. I'm an outside guy. Me and my wife enjoy going out, and we enjoy having a good time.
Sure.
But what I'll tell Tank Dell is, while I'm not going to sit here and tell you not to be at clubs, I will tell you, in this business, Tank Dell, not to go all Stephen A. Smith on you, this keeps happening, whether it's just wrong place, wrong time, you didn't do anything wrong. At some point, there's somebody just as talented as you that they can bring in that can fill your shoes. It stands for not for long for a reason, Tank. At some point, you got to just decide, man, party at home. Again, I'm not telling you to stay at home, but what I'm telling you is, if you keep ending up at the wrong place, wrong time, the NFL will replace you.
Sure.
You're really good. You're really talented. You and CJ Stroud have something special. But guess what? I've seen receivers better than you get phased out of this league because they kept ending up at the wrong place at the wrong time. And most of the time, it wasn't their fault. And again, because they're investing too much money into you to have you risking. How's Vernon Maxwell? Perfect example. Greg Popovich told him, stop going out to clubs. Vernon Maxwell, the very next night, went out to club. Greg Popovich said, get your ass in here. You're trading your ass. Get the hell out. At some point, they will find somebody else. The league will continue. You're not the best receiver ever. CJ Stroud is the real deal, and he can make anybody look good. And they also have Stephon Diggs now. My advice to you is, go outside at your own risk, but at some point, they'll get rid of your ass if this type of stuff keeps happening, because this is millions of dollars they're investing into you.
And you ain't nothing but a wide receiver at the end
You're just
of
a
the
wide
day.
receiver, Tank. You don't think you're better than I've seen it happen to T.O. You ain't no T.O. All right? They phased his ass up out of the league after a while and kept getting him off every team because he just kept putting himself in different situations. And it ain't even club shit. With T.O., it's just his mouth. He's
just a dumb. He's a dipshit.
Yeah, he's just a dipshit. At some point, they'll get you up out of there. They have CJ Stroud is their crown jewel, Tank, not you.
That's correct.
Stay your ass at home if you have to, brother.
You're allowed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time once, but that's it.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Then you're choosing to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
There you go.
Wide receiver is not a thinking man's position.
Yeah, and it was some small city in Florida. Like, it wasn't even Miami. You know what I mean? Like, you go into some club that you got no damn business at. Like, there, at some point in life, you get to a point where you pull up and you like, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get to a certain point in your life and you get to a certain stature, there's some spots where you just like, man, y'all crazy.
Yep.
I'm playing with CJ Stroud. We on fire right now. The world's talking about us. People saying that we the best team in Texas. I'm not going into that place.
Correct. No telling why he was in there. I can only imagine.
It's not worth it. You if you're lucky, you got 8 years. If you're lucky.
And he got hurt last year too. And he's small.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, man.
Or you get to be at the Market Square too.
Don't do that either if you're Tank Dell.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there were any Spurs at the Market Square? I didn't see
any.
No?
They've probably been forbidden to do that. That's a danger zone.
You don't want to keep it real?
No.
Trey Jones and keep it real and go down to Market Square and hang out with the people? You can't do that?
Y'all send that news story to Dan Lebatard. Look how boring we are. We got motherfuckers getting murdered at our fiesta. Shit.
That's awful, dude. Screw those dudes. Y'all taking guns to fiesta? I just hope I have enough. I just hope I have enough cash. I won't be like, yo, let me make sure I got the Glock.
No, we're out. All right, y'all call my guy, Russ, if you need a roofer. All right, now they do residential, commercial. They do solar as well. If you're thinking about finally getting solar put on your roof, they can do this at GC Services. There's the phone number right there, 347-0426 at the screen. New roof replacement, installation, repair, skylights, chimneys. They can do gutters. Commercial buildings, they do those all the time too, and solar panels too. It's the official roofing company in the building. GCServicesroofing.com, GCServicesroofing.com. Okay. So here's a trend that I noticed in the draft. So we had 6 quarterbacks in the first round, unprecedented. And then we didn't have any quarterbacks drafted to like the 4th round. You notice that?
Yeah, it was like a big drop off.
Usually there's a couple in the first round, couple in the second and third, and then at the end of the draft you get your short, your good arm but too short, played at directional colleges in the last part of the draft. What I saw this week was, all right, these are the 6 guys that are worthy of a first round pick.
Okay.
Anybody else, we're going to wait till like the 5th round to take one.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, at that point, who gives a shit?
Well, there's strategy here. Here's what's going on because of the inflated prices of quarterbacks in the league. Shit, what are the Giants going to pay Daniel Jones next year? 40?
Yeah, something stupid.
Crazy. The salaries with quarterback have gotten so outrageous that now teams, it's like, okay, cool, let's either get a franchise guy. Oh, we have the 12th pick. All right, cool. We're Denver. We need a guy. Okay, let's go ahead and go with Bo Nix and see if we can't develop Bo Nix. Which, by the way, remember I said last week, see what Sean Payton does.
You did.
I'm a Sean Payton defender.
Yeah.
If he can make Bo Nix a winner in the NFL, then I don't ever want to hear nobody give me shit about Sean Payton again. That is a
ain't Bo Nix 30?
Huh?
Is Bo Nix 30?
He's like 24. Sean Payton
better be good.
He better be good. I agree.
Yeah.
But where I'm going with, teams in the NFL now realize, we don't want to get caught up in what Dallas has gotten caught up in. I'm going to call it the Dak Prescott philosophy.
Okay.
If you are in the NFL, if you're running an NFL team, you do not want to wind up in a Dak situation where we have this dude that we have to pay all this crazy money to, knowing that he is not a championship level quarterback. So what you want to do if you're in the NFL is you either want to have a guy for a fact
now I'm following
that you trust as a championship level guy, or you go get a young kid who's talented and see if you can't steal some victories while he's cheap.
And
right.
This gives you the opportunity, Mike, to pay those pieces around him to help elevate his game as well.
Right. The Chiefs have the luxury of drafting wide receivers in the first round. That's adding to needs because we have our quarterback, What you don't want to be is in that no man's land where the Cowboys are because of Dak Prescott. They know
you're giving them $60 million because you have to.
You have to. Well, you don't have to, but they've decided they have to. Teams want to avoid that. And honestly, I think that's why that was Atlanta's thinking. Atlanta took a lot of shit for taking Michael Penix 3 months after you brought Kirk Cousins in
at $180.
Right. They're already willing after 1 or 2 seasons to go ahead and just wash their hands of Kirk Cousins, eat the money, knowing that you've got Mike Penix on the cheap for the next 4 years.
Right.
That's what you have. You either have to have a bona fide franchise guy. Okay, we've got no one's got Mahomes, but we've got Trevor Lawrence.
Whoever.
We think he's a championship level guy. Cool. Or let's go get a rookie and try to get lucky or find the next CJ Stroud while he's making rookie money and go. Now that's all in what Houston's doing.
They're all in
because they don't have to pay their quarterback yet
for another 3 years.
In 3 or 4 years, you're going to see some of these veterans they got getting cut because they got to make room for CJ's money.
That's why you have to capitalize.
Right. It's a race to not become what the Cowboys have become, stuck in quarterback middle class.
Yeah.
I either want to be developing a rookie who's cheap, or I got a franchise guy, because anything in the middle, you're fucked for 5 years minimum, which the Cowboys have been.
Well, because he's letting us use his place, and because he lets you use his place for pickles for dinner, I'll read this comment from the owner of this fine establishment, Southtown 101. Jeff Slaughter says,
"What's up, Jeff?
Saints got a stud and Rattler. I'd pump the brakes, Jeff, on stud. I like Spencer Rattler. I don't know if I love him. I'd take him on a date. I don't know if I'd marry him. And not only
he's
that,
also cheap.
He's also cheap. But the thing is, I feel like he has a lot of pressure on him because the Saints have legit studs in Kamara who kind of fell back, who fell off. He had a weird offseason last year with the whole Vegas. His boys jumped the dude.
Injury.
Olave. They have some studs around him. But I'm going to pump the brakes on Rattler being a stud. If they come in and make him a really good game manager, that'll be great. But shout out to Slaughter.
All right, what's up, Jim? All right, next segment brought to you by the official real estate agent. He's re-up. He's back in the house. Jay Ribaldo, the official real estate agent of In the Building.
What up, Jay?
Ribaldo.
We got him?
Yeah, 20%. Oh, so most people think that it requires 20% down to buy a home. It does not. I bought 2 houses in my lifetime and didn't put no 20% down. I don't know how that got out there, but it did. And so I just wanted, Jay wants that out there. Hey, it ain't legends. No 20% down to, I'll never be able to afford a house. It's 20% down. No, it's not. It's not. And we still, even though, Texas still is a really great place to buy a home. As far as the big markets go, we're still the cheapest in all the state. It is more expensive to buy a house on the average in Dallas, Harris, and Travis County than Bear. So if you're looking to buy a home, Jay's our guy.
And this is the thing also with buying a home. It's like starting the weight loss journey. You can't lose the weight until you start. When buying a home, you can't just keep putting it off and trying to wait till the perfect situation. What you do is you contact Jay, and then you start the process of getting things started. But you can't get the home until you start the process. You're worried about your credit, worried about your down, you're worried about the closing costs and all those things. Just get started. And the way you get started, you contact Jay, and then Jay, having a good real estate agent is the best way to get a home. And Jay's one of the best down here to do it. So contact him and get the process started. Because look, the time's going to pass anyway. Why not get the process started and have him walk you through each and everything you need to do? And the next thing you know, you look up and you're in your home. It's not going to, in most cases, it's not going to happen overnight, but you can't get it until you start. You got to start. And you start by contacting the great teeth man himself, Jay Ribaldo.
Beautiful teeth. Probably not a smoker, or he probably doesn't drink wine either. I drink too much coffee and wine.
Me too.
Yeah. Look at those teeth. Good Lord, Jay. All right. Hit him up. His number is 887-1081, or you can email him directly at jribaldo@kw.com. That stands for Keller Williams. It's jribaldo@kw.com. All right. Well, I guess it's been 90 minutes. It felt like 20. I'll get out like this. I'm going to say this. So, one of my heroes got fired on Friday.
I was wondering, who you talking about?
Mike Reiner. You ever heard of Mike Reiner?
No.
I've mentioned him a few times over the years. So in 1994, I was in Fort Worth, Texas. I was 19 years old, and I listened to sports talk shows every once in a while. My boy Randy Galloway, one of my other idols.
Shout out to Randy.
Randy did a show in the 80s, started doing a talk show in the 80s on WBAP at night, 6 to 8 p.m. There were a couple of other guys up there that had like 2 or 3 days a week sports talk shows, but we did not have an all sports radio station.
Oh, gotcha.
Like Randy's show was on a news talk, but at 6 to 8 they stopped down for sports. It was news all day, and it was sports at 6 with Randy Galloway on WBAP. There was another station up there, KRLD, that had the great Brad Sham. Brad did a sports show in the off season when he wasn't doing Cowboys games, but it was on an all news station. So they only had one sports show, and you had to wait till nighttime to listen to it, which by then you're already home. No one had a cell phone. So it wasn't seriously taken, I guess, is what I'm saying. But in 94, a guy called Mike Reiner co-founded an all sports station. Wait, you going to do sports all day? Yep, the whole station, nothing but sports shows. You're crazy. That's not going to work. There's no demand for that. Bullshit. Mike Reiner took a huge risk with and thank God he was able to find some investors and started the Ticket in Dallas up there in 1994.
Wow. So that was him.
So 19-year-old Taylor, I was a 19-year-old kid, impressionable, and when they went on the air, their style, the way in which they approach their shows, not everybody, But it was Mike's show. You could really tell, okay, this is the kind of show that I would like to do. Two dudes shooting the shit, not taking each other so serious. They're not journalists or television broadcasters. They're a couple of dudes that love sports and they're shooting the shit, drinking beer, talking ball. That was the kind of show that I related to. The other shows on the tick, Skip Bayless was on at morning. He was on morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Skip was on mornings.
Wow.
And he was Mr. Highbrow, high society sports columnist. You know, he wasn't what he was now.
2 bestsellers. Yeah, that guy.
He wasn't what he's turned into.
Right.
And then they had Chuck Cooperstein that was on the ticket. Chuck is he's a play-by-play man, straight sports professional, great guy, funny, very entertaining. When there was a huge sports story, I wanted to know what Cooperstein thought about it. But it was all that downtime the rest of the year where you didn't have a massive sports story. Where, you know, and I like Coop, but Coop was sports, no matter what.
Right.
Mike's show and the guy he was doing his show with was an entertaining show. It was you wanted to listen to Mike's show because you wanted to hear what Mike thought. The other shows were, there's a big sports story. Let me hear what these guys think about this big sports story. Mike was the first show where it was like, I don't give a shit what Mike talks about. I just want to hear what Mike's doing today. That was different. We hadn't had that until then. So anyhow, Mike Reiner, co-founder of that station, was on the ticket till, 6 years ago, retired, came out of retirement 18 months ago when he got talked into coming out of retirement by iHeart, your favorite radio company.
Jesus.
They started an all-sports guide talk station up in the Metroplex 18 months ago and called it The Freak.
Didn't know this.
And I was excited because, cool, Mike's coming out of retirement. He wasn't what he was in his 50s. Because, Mike's 69, 70 years old. Mike was 71 or 72 when he came out of retirement. So It was older Mike, but it was still my hero, But I got to be honest with you, man. I listened to that show. Me and Puma were both excited because Puma grew up in Fort Worth area like me. So we were both excited when Mike came out of retirement. And it's iHeart. Mike was technically now a colleague because I was still at iHeart Radio. And there were even rumors that station may have run Mike's show in San Antonio, which I thought would have never worked. So it was only a rumor. Anyway, after about a month of listening to Mike's new show, I didn't like it. And it was not Mike. It was the cast they had him with. I didn't like those guys. And the shows they had on the station was called The Freak. All their shows leading up to Mike's show were ass. Sorry, they were ass.
You don't have to apologize.
No,
it's your opinion.
No, I'm apologizing. And Mike's cast was not. I think Mike was let down. I don't think that station was all in. I think they were 80% in. Let's see if Mike Reiner can carry the day. And Mike needed help and didn't have any. And that was what happened to me at the ticket. Not to compare myself to him. I ran out of help, especially when you left. I ran out of help at the ticket. Anyway, so I guess that's a long way of saying shout out to one of my heroes, Mike Reiner. They flipped the format Friday. I think they're going to go back to rock music or some shit.
They weren't selling it.
And fired everybody.
That tells me they weren't selling it.
Everybody got fired. Mike's 72, 73. He's no longer doing it now. He's probably retired for good.
I know. He was like, you bastards made me come out of retirement only to cast me wrong.
Yeah, I don't think they dedicated. They didn't dedicate themselves to the deal. Anyway, so that's it. Anyway,
unless y'all want to give us $250,000.
No. Man, I think iHeart's having a hard time with its sports stations.
With that side of it. Musically, they're fine.
Oh, sure, they're fine. You cannot half-ass talk radio. You can half-ass music radio.
Right.
You cannot half-ass talk radio.
Got to go the pod route, iHeart.
I don't know why they don't do that.
The pods do well.
The right people that have pods do
the
well.
Right people, not just everybody.
Yeah. But anyway, that's it. So Mike's, I guess, so both of I guess that I feel old today. My two heroes in this business are Mike Reiner and Randy Galloway. One of them's 73, one of them's 82, and both are retired.
Damn.
And so that's it. And then my guys are chilling on the
old,
beach.
Man.
I'm not old. I'm getting older.
Yeah.
I'm mature and wise. That's it. I just wanted to say something about Mike before we get out.
Smart enough not to go to the market.
And I got one more thing. We'll get out of here. I'm gonna get back into this tomorrow. So you and I need to have me and LG need to have a production meeting. We need to have a show meeting soon. Over the weekend, I booked flights to Hawaii.
Give me some. I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm
going to go see
brother.
the babies.
I'm happy for you.
I'm leaving Monday, May 27.
Let me look at this. Hold on, Mike.
I'll be back June 3rd.
Good night. No, I'm kidding.
It's a week.
I'm kidding. So May 27th. You're going to leave on a Monday.
It's a Monday to Monday.
Send prayers for Nina in that week.
Oh, she'll be fine. She'll get to watch all of her TV that she watched. Nina has an entire Mike's Not Home television watching list. I do too. It's a bunch of porn.
Fair.
I think.
Hentai, probably.
Yeah, we need a production meeting because I think I might leave that week too. Not for vacation, but more work. So we need a production meeting.
Yeah. Now let me say this: I am willing to, and I'm going to lead tomorrow's show with this because we're dovetailing the end of today's show. I am absolutely willing to do shows while I'm in Hawaii.
But
two things: I'm 5 hours behind y'all. 9 a.m. in Texas is 4 a.m. in Honolulu. I can tell you right now, I ain't getting up and doing a 4 a.m. show.
No,
I wouldn't expect to see what you were like.
And I'll also say this. I'm willing to go balls out and do multiple shows while I'm there if we can arrange the right time to start, right? And I've got some sponsorship help. So I'm going to throw that out there. Who would like to sponsor Taylor from Hawaii for a week? That'd be a cool in the building. So my angle is,
I'm with this.
Like, I'll go out and I'll do content all damn day if I can get some help with the trip. Because here's what I booked flights, ain't got no idea where I'm gonna stay at this point, and I'm a month out. And I do not have the money right now.
Man, anything to see the babies.
I'll sleep on the beach to see the kids. But obviously I can't have the kids with me sleeping on the beach. I thought about doing some camping.
No,
there's some fun, but I don't want to camp for a week.
No,
a couple of the days might be fun. But if there's a company out there that wants to put their name on our show for a week, I'm offering up, and and you're my partner.
What's up?
LG's we don't need his opinion. If you say yes, it's a yes.
2 to 3.
2 to 3. 2 to 1.
2 to 1. Excuse me.
I'm willing to do like a title sponsor for a week. Like, put your name on the show for it's in the building, presented by Whataburger, live from Hawaii, where the Slacker studio is in Honolulu. That's pretty cool. We can't
have you sleeping on the streets.
So that's what I'm saying is I ain't gonna be doing shows from Hawaii unless we switch the time or somebody helps me sponsor it. Because then I can, if I have some support financially, then I can get a nice hotel, make sure I've got the Wi-Fi. I'll take all my gear and make sure it looks great. So that's my conundrum. Going to Hawaii, I'm happy to see the kids. I don't want to take time off from work, though, if I don't have to. But it's going to have to work.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't doing shit. But if you got money, okay, cool. Because sponsorship support, again, it allows. No, we're goofing.
No.
But seriously, for real, it allows me to set up in a decent hotel
and set up the situation.
Yeah, I already got the flight paid for. But if I can get some help with a hotel, then I can guarantee you that I'll be able to do shows. Otherwise, we're probably going to camp on the beach. They got some really good campsites in Hawaii. I can't do shows, though, because I won't have any Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like, there's like yurts you can rent, sleep on the beach for pretty cheap. Like, I can't afford no Four Seasons. And I'm not asking for that, by the way. But if I'm gonna do shows, I've got to have a decent hotel.
Makes sense.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll get more to this
tomorrow.
I'm
glad you booked the flight, man. It's been a while. When the last time you
December, which is way too long.
That's too long.
And I will never, ever, never, ever, never, ever go this long again without seeing those twins. That is bullshit. Now, partly was not my fault.
That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show. But I don't matter. I will not let that be an excuse again. I will fucking hitchhike to California and stow away on a boat if I have to.
You just take the Via to Cali.
I will not go this long again. All right, that's it. We're done. All right, boys. Thank you, guys.
You eating sandwiches all week if you booked a Hawaii flight.
That's okay. I will eat cheap again. Oh no. I've got it to a T. I know how to be a local there and live cheap. But if I'm going to do shows,
you got to have a room.
I'm gonna need a decent room
for sure.
Be cool, baby. There's a hotel chain in town. Somebody wants to get some love from Hawaii. Maybe you got. We'll work it out.
I expect
we'll
by the time we get back here tomorrow, y'all, he'll have somewhere to stay.
We'll work it.
I know how this goes. People love Mike.
No, but I want, and I love them, so I want to in kind. I'm not asking for charity.
No, it's not charity.
It's gonna go to work.
Not only that, you're gonna get some business out of this.
Put me to work. Yeah, put me to work. I want to kick ass while I'm in Hawaii, but I got to have the resources to do it. That's it. We're done. Thank you to Jose for filling in for LG this last week. LG's back in town today, back in the regular OG LG studios mañana. Thank you to Rudy J. Thank you to all Thundernumbers. Thank you to our studio sponsors, Slackers, the Law Office of Orlando Kell, Texas Cheer Liquor, NFL Alumni Association, GC Services Roofing and Construction, and the Ribaldo Realty Group. See you boys in here mañana.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.